Okay, now I have all of my signatures with the holes poked. So now we take that template and we put it on the book, and then because unless you have a long reach, you know, crocodile, this only goes in just when it doesn't quite go to that circle and you can't get to the middle one. So basically you have to punch them by hand. So then just grab a book that you can punch in, and then start putting your holes in. And so that is it. Just start putting your holes in your spine. I do have a bigger awl. We do have this one. We can try this one. This one makes just a little bit bigger hole. But I think this one's a little bit easier. These journals are glue books, journals. These are so much fun to make, and they're really, you know, the less, not glamorous, or it's the lesser of being exact with these. So, so yeah, they're so fun to make. So I just wanted to make sure that all of it came through the fabric in the back, which is, it feels like it has. So I'm just feeling to make sure that it went all the way through the chipboard that we have in our spine. Okay, feels like they're all coming through, or all came through fine. Okay, so now we've got our holes done in the spine, and now we can begin sewing in the signatures. So that's what we will do next, and we'll be back with that video, sewing in the signatures. We can, I'll get it all set up and then we can do one. Okay? Okay, welcome back. So I did the 2 signatures. Boy, did I have trouble with the second one. Sometimes it's a struggle, but just stay with it and it will work out. So I have my string. I'm not using thread. I'm actually using a thick string thread. I'm not sure what, just string. So it's pretty thick, and I want it to be that way because a glue book is going to have lots of weight to it by the time you glue stuff in. Okay, so we're going to do the 5 pamphlet stitch, 5 hole pamphlet stitch. So we're going to start with the inside, and you know, these can be really cumbersome and hard to struggle with, but just keep at it, and it will work out. I know it can get frustrating. Okay, so then leave yourself, you know, a tail on the inside. Then you're going to go in the second hole. And so when you get a big book like this, it does, you know, it gets very you know, cumbersome to work with. So just stay with it and be patient. And a lot of times it's mainly getting them back in the hole, especially after, sorry if my head's getting in the way, and especially if Yep, seeing I'm having trouble with this one. Because once you get more signatures in, it's really hard to, you know, work with it. So in this case, so I don't struggle too long, excuse me, I leave my needle in there and then I take another needle and just kind of go in the hole. See, it goes really well. So then I just use that one as a guide to know where to go in at. And a lot of times that is all it needs. It's just a little guidance. And I think I got most of it. There we go. Okay. So that's what I do sometimes. I just use an extra needle to go in and then guide it to come back out. Okay, so we're going to come out that hole. Okay. And we'll tighten these up towards the end. We're going to go in. Through to the outside. Okay, and then now we're going to go back in. If you can see, but we're going to go back in that same hole. Just remember to not pierce your thread or your string, whatever you're using. So go back in the hole. And you can see I'm coming out here. I did not pierce the thread. Now I gotta get my page back. So now lift up your book and see if you can get back in there. And did I? Nope. Sometimes it's just the angle of how you're getting in there. Okay, again, use your needle to guide yourself back out the hole. Okay, so there, I need to go on the other side of that string. So, put that back, and I'm gonna go this way. There we go. I think I made it. Oh. There we go. Okay. Got it. Okay. So now, and don't worry if it's all kitty-womped or anything. Okay, we'll straighten the strings as we go, because if you get it too tight, then you have no wiggle room here to maneuver those back in there. Okay, so now we're at the top and we need to come down to the second hole. We're going to skip that middle and go to the other hole. So we're in the 1, 2, 3, we're in the fourth hole. We're going to go through. Okay. Okay, we're going to go in this one. Okay, and I'm actually going to take my needle and just poke my hole just so I can see the angle of it. Okay, so that's right there. It just kind of realigns the page back up. Okay, that went through really well. Okay. Oh, whoop, pulled my string out of my needle. Okay, so now I got to rethread my needle. Sometimes this takes 10 minutes to do that because this is really thick string. So sometimes that takes a couple minutes to get that through there. But we'll see if we can get it in one shot. And look at that. Today's my day. Okay. So now we are going to... Did I have all my excess string out? Yep. Okay. So now we need to go back in Here's my tail from the beginning. Now we need to go back into this hole so that we can come up through the middle again, okay? So don't pierce the string. Just kind of wiggle it through. That was wonderful. Okay, get through there. Wonderful. Didn't pierce any string. Okay, wiggle that through. Alright, now this is the tricky part. This is what took me, I swear, 20 minutes to get back through here. And this is why you don't want your string to be too tight yet. So go through the hole. See, I came right out. Now let's see if I can zoom in so you can see this a little better. Okay, I didn't want to zoom it in too close because then half of my body is probably going to be in it. Okay, so now I need to, let's see if I can do this in one shot. Okay, just put your finger on the inside. And it's not going to poke you because it's not going to poke you if you use a rounded needle. So just try to, let's see, I'm going to leave my needle there. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to pull my string up. I'm going to go back in the hole just so I can see. Okay, so see, I need to be on top of that. Okay, so I'm going to pull my needle back out and try to get back in there. Oh, it felt like it went in just right, but not. I'm missing something here. So see, sometimes it just takes a long time. And it's just got to find that path back in there. And oops, sorry about that. Okay, look at that. I got it. All right. Bring that through. All right. So now we can pull our strings, okay? Because that's why you don't want to do it too early. Okay, so this is my ending string. So just go back and tighten up your strings. So this one and this one. And see, just pull. Okay, make sure it's tight in the back. That one went there. That one went there. Oops. Okay. There, that tightened that one. And just kind of follow it along. And sometimes you gotta do it on the outside. Tighten it there. And then you can pull this string back out. This middle one. So it's this one. And just kind of pull your strings. There. Okay, so now we're tight. So you should be able to snap them, but not too much. And they're pretty tight here. Okay. Now, you just want to make sure one string is on the other side. Okay. Alright, and then just tie your knot on the string. I do 2 or 3 knots. Like I said, this is a glue book, so it's, oops, missed it. This is a glue book, so it's gonna get lots of weight and use, okay? So, make my knot. It depends on if you want dangles down here or not. It's all up to you. It's really just a matter of preference. You can cut these, you can, this page is not heavy enough, but if there was an envelope in the middle or some thicker page, for instance, like this one, I will punch here and then glue this shut, and this will become a little pocket to keep some goodies in. Okay, so now we have our, let me zoom back out here. So now we have our glue book sewn. Now, if you did not want your strings showing on the outside, then you would have sewed them into a piece of chipboard. So for instance, let me show you, to become a hidden spine if you wanted to do it that way. So you would have sewn it into your chipboard like this, and then glued it into your book cover that's been prepped. So that's a way to do the hidden part if you did not want to see the strings on the outside. But the fun part about excuse me, the fun part about the glue book is, you know, the kind of rustic raw design. So now you can go in here and put some trim. You can, you know, you can add some end papers or a pocket or whatever. So now we have a glue book, lays flat, absolutely flat. Lots of space in between because these pages are going to bulk up. So you can, you know, do something additional there if you wanted. There's your flip outs. I'll make this into a pocket. Matter of fact, we can do that now. But I like lots of space in between because your glue book is just going to get big, and you know, it's going to bulk out, and then that the extra space helps with that. If it's too close, then you know, it will be smushy. So we got nice spacing, nice wide spine. Okay, so it will have definitely lots of room to grow. So almost twice the distance. So, and that's how I do that. So if it's just, you know, if your stuff is just loose and you have an inch of papers in there, then you want at least twice that for a spine. And I have actually a 3-inch. So that will allow for big heavy pictures, you know, packaging materials, things like that. So my book lays flat. That's the other reason for giving a little extra spacing, you know, in between, is that will help it lay flat. So wonderful, just love it. So here is this one, and then I will continue on with the next 3. So that's basically it for a glue book. You don't really do any ephemera or anything like that, but you can add pockets to keep all your goodies in for when you know, you're looking through a magazine or you find something or whatever that catches your eye. You can just tuck it into your pocket, which I will probably add some pockets here. I may do some trim here. But if you like the raw organic look, then, you know, by all means, keep it there. So, yeah, this will be so much fun, and you can start gluing in here and have a whole ton of fun. Okay, so I will do my middle part here where I want to, I'll glue these, I'll snip this and glue it, which we can do right now. Let me grab that. So I'll grab my, what is this, a 2-inch. So I'll grab my 2-inch and do a little snippet here. I don't want to, you know, everything doesn't have to be centered. It doesn't have to be in the middle. If I did, I would snip part of her face off. But you know what? I'm going to do an offset thumb area there. And then let's take some glue and do some glue on the edges here. And we'll glue it up, and then this will be a little pocket to store all of your goodies in. So then just bring up the sides, and then you'll have a nice little pocket. How fun, huh? There we go. So now we have a nice little pocket there to store some goodies in. So that's basically it. We can do some trim if we have some time here. I don't have any picked out, so let's pick out some trim and see what we got. I can do some lace. We can do lace since I have a material here, so you can also we can do something like this. You can do some nice lace in here. It just depends on what kind of look you want. You know, if you don't want it lacy, then, you know, add some other type of trim. This is kind of frilly, so that I don't think I want that. So let's see what else we have here in my goodie basket. So let's take a look here. Oops. So, you know what? I don't know if I really want some lace. These are all vintage type lace. I've got something like this. So let's grab something different. I don't think I want that. Let's see. Here's a bunch more. Let's see. We got yellow going on. Some of that's just too lacy. Let's take a look here. You know, you could even do like a, I don't know what they call this, fresh picked spring. You could even do something like this, which adds like a big old pop of color, which is really kind of cute. I like that. Gives it a nice pop of color. So that's one option. It's some orange, and it's more like just a material, you know, type. That's pink velvet ribbon. We don't want that. Let's see what else we got here. So we've got some other, but that's a sheer. I really don't want that. So here is the same thing. It's called fabric ribbon. So this is kind of a, that's see-through. It's kind of more like a gauze. I don't want that, but that's kind of what I'm going for. Let's see if I have anything else. That doesn't really go. You can use some ribbon, white ribbon, you know, to adorn that with. You know, you could do some white ribbon. I kind of like that pop of color on there. So, let's see. Got one more option that we can dig into. Got my tray here of, these are kind of more like vintage type. But I like this hem tape. It's kind of a lace, but it's flat. Let's see what we got. You know, here's, oops, packaging. So like here is a green. You could do something like that, but that's kind of an olive green. I really don't want olive green. And my end paper here is green. And this is in good condition, so I think I will keep that. Let's see, I've got some red. Let me bring it over here so we can see this together. Oh, that's really wide. Blue. I do like this. Here's some orange. So there's some orange there. That might be a contender. So look some more, see what else we have here. In these types anyways, I have lots more ribbons. That's a brown satin. And that's again really lacy. There's navy blue. Okay, so, and then let's get the big boy out here. This is too big to set up on the table, but I've got a big, huge tub here full of ribbons and whatnot. So, let's see if anything pops out that we could put. I got some vintage type ones. And this is already a pattern, so, you know, we could always just do, excuse me, we could always just do the plain on this, actually from the Dollar Tree. You know, you can always just do plain white ribbon. That looks good too. So, but I like the pop of color that goes with this. So we could do that. Or we can go with this really wide orange. Now that I have that on there, I don't like that anymore. I do have some orange ribbon here. Let's check this out. See what this will look like. Oh, this is acetate. Not really fond of that. So that, I don't like that. That's not going to work for me. So, our other option, I do like the orange. I could do a trim like that. That might be kind of cool. So, kind of leaning between that one and this one. This one's, you can see through a little bit. But, yeah, it's not so bright where it pops out. So I don't know, I think I might, let's do that lace. And we'll put that on. And, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you probably hear my dog snoring in the background. Oh, she's a miniature boxer. So, she's, you know, short-nosed. And she snores. Snores, snores, snores. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, get my topper back on there, and let's get my glue out here. So let's do this. And then, so I'm wondering if I should put my pocket on here first, but I think I will do just a small pocket and it's not going to interfere with the lace. So let's do that. Okay, so let's get a little measurement here. About right, oops. About right there is good. Okay. Now let's get our Fabri-Tac going here. And let's glue this on. Okay. And I want to measure here real quick how far over, whoops, how far over I need my glue to be. Because before I put it on, so I want it right along that line. Okay. So let's put it there. Go right on down the line here. Oops, can't tell if anything's coming out or not. Okay. Looks like I'm gummed up here. Okay, there we go. Now we got a flow going. Okay, and then a little bit on this side. Okay. And let's tap that into place. Right, let's chop that off here so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, and right on down. Let's move it over a little more. There. That's the beauty of Fabri-Tac. It's movable. You know, you have some time to work with it. Okay, and then just give it a second and press it down. Let that dry. Cut that off. Save my little scraps for collaging, little tidbits. Okay, and then let's cut this off here. There, perfect. All right. So let's, yeah, so I like that. Gives a little touch. If you want a little neater look there, and then we can do the same thing to the back. And let's do another piece. And so let's go here. Whoops. Measure that out. Okay. I love finding this, these seam binding at garage sales and thrift stores. They're just so much fun, and because they're so vintage looking and vintage colors, more, you know, different ones than you can get nowadays. So it was called hem tape, actually. So yeah, it was hem tape. And it's 3/4 inch wide. It's called Flexi lace hem tape. So it's a little bit flexible. So it's kind of cool. All right, so let's see where I need to place this. So I think I want to do just like that. So let's get that going on there. Go straight down, over, and then continue on this side. Okay, I just put a small bead on this one. Okay. Nice. Okay. Just tap her into place. There, like that.